Dogecoin is showing some promise here on the chart. Let's take a look also at Solana as well as Ethereum here, since we're looking at crypto. With that said, please smash the like button, share this video if you find it informative or entertaining. Subscribe if you've been with us a while and haven't done so yet. And don't forget to check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description as well as the video bio. Let's get right into this thing. All right, so Dogecoin is on. This is the daily chart for Dogecoin. All right, we are printing white bars on the MACD. You can see that down there. The RSI is in bullish territory. What I like, though, what I am very excited about on this is this formation right here, okay? This, I'm looking at a double bottom, right? We have bottom, came up, did another bottom, came up, crossed the neckline, and right now we are testing that neckline. If we bounce here, we're moving all the way up to about 12 cents, okay? Right where my line is there. In fact, that's a line I drew a while ago. Yeah, right where my line is there, that's where we could go off of this double bottom pretty easily. We could go even higher. Whoops, yeah, we could go even higher than that, honestly. We could easily go as high as almost 13 cents off of this double bottom here. Yeah, right here. We came in, made that low. Now this came off of a head and shoulder share, right shoulder, head, shoulder, and came all the way down to the very bottom. This was August 5th, 6th dump. I imagine if without the increase of the interest rate out of Japan, we probably would have stopped at 9 cents and then made the double bottom. But we are back testing it, and this is the most beautiful setup you're going to see is a back test of it went up above the neckline, and then now it's coming back down to back test that neckline. That neckline, the lowest point I want to see it go on that neckline is at 10 cents, 10.808 cents. I don't really want to see it go any lower than that. Any lower than that, and it opens us to come back down to this level down here, which is at 10.28 cents. So we want to stay above that 10.8 cents so we don't come down there. But I do like this. I like this. We're also doing a higher high, higher low situation here, right? We had a high, came in, made a higher low, then back here, then we made a higher high. Now if we make a higher low this time, preferably about right where we are, and then we make a higher high than 11.57 cents, then we are again opened up to that 12, possibly up to potentially 13 cent range here on the short term for Dogecoin. The other thing that we've got here is we have something of a channel. Let me go on here still with the touchscreen. All right, go there, drag it out. Yeah, something about like that. Yep. And then something about like this. Yeah, something like that. So that's what we're looking at here. We're coming up on the top of this descending channel here. And if you've been with us a while, you know that our opinion of descending channels are that they break to the upside. So this looks like it wants to break out of this potentially to the upside. If it breaks out of this to the upside, it's going to want to come up to 14.361 cents when we break out of this thing. And that is when we'll know that we're done with this particular leg of the downtrend. And then we have to come and battle our way up to 17.556 cents. And then from there, we'll have to battle our way up to about 22.7 cents once more. But right now the door is open up to about that 12-13 cent range. Let's take a look at the weekly real quick. Sorry, I just gave you a preview on what we're going to talk about later. Let's talk about this weekly. On the weekly, yes. So on the weekly, we are also looking at a formation that could end up being a double bottom. We came here, this very strong organized selling here. We came up, came down. Now all we have to do is get back over this line here and above this little space right there, above that 14 cent range area. Well, actually a little lower than that. About, 14 cents. We get about 14 cents. That's a double bottom on the weekly. We get out above that, then we get above that 14 cents, and we are opened up off of this double bottom. We're honestly opened up to potentially even 19.8 cents. So Dogecoin is looking interesting. We've got white bars on the weekly MACD as well. We are above the signal line on the RSI for the weekly. Not quite in bullish territory, but getting there. Let's drill down to the hourly now real quick. And we're just going to look at a couple of things on the hourly. One, we want to see formation. Two, we want to see momentum. So momentum is it's getting there. So we are printing white bars on the hourly MACD. That's not good. That's showing a bit of weakness on the RSI. We are still slightly below the signal line. I get above that signal line. On the chart though, this little formation right here, I like this. This is looking like a flag, a bit of a flag. if we can get above that formation, which in this case would be getting above 11.056 cents on Dogecoin without going below 10.941 cents on Dogecoin, then we have room again to come and test the highs that are back here, from Friday up at the 11.5 cent range, which is where we're going to see some struggling with this descending channel that we're currently in. So I like this. I like this. I like where Dogecoin is right now. There's some interesting looking moves coming on it. Are we on the edge of a altcoin rally? Are we? Potentially, I think we might be. And one of the reasons for that is with our next one, Solana. Sol USD. All right, that's good. Go to the Coinbase one. All right, yeah. This is where I got a lot of this stuff. So let me get rid of some of this stuff. Some of this we don't really need anymore. I'm going to close out that, close this, get rid of this box too. Okay. So Solana, this is the daily chart for Solana. We did a breakout. All right, we did a breakout. Let's bring on some indicators here for Solana. We broke out. That's really nice. We got above the mid ATR band. Let me turn off all drawings. Let me turn off my drawings for a second. We got above the mid ATR band, which is all the way down at $152.86. That's opening us up to the 172.54, which is the top ATR band on Solana. This is a flag right now. We are looking at a bull flag right there. And if it gets just slightly above where it currently is, if it can just get up and close above 160.34, we are on our way up higher, and this formation right here becomes a double bottom, just like on Dogecoin. All right, so that's what we're looking at. On the upper end of this scale here, we're potentially looking in the short term upper end of the scale, we're looking at about $200 again. Maybe even as high as 210, which would take out the 52-week high that we're currently working off of, which was, I believe, was 210 back here. Yeah, it was about 210 back in March, and it was about 210. Okay. So that's what's going on there. We came down real low. We had this descending channel right there, broke to the upside, and we're finally out of that. We're out of this thing right here. Let me draw this right there. We are out of this bad boy right here, and we're not coming back. About right there. Two halves to it. So we're out of that. We're not going back into it anytime soon unless something crashes. Again, if we get like a VIX spike sort of situation, then we're in trouble. But all right, here's the but. Take a look at how many times this thing has done these big, massive double bottoms, right? We had one right down here, right? Right there, double bottom, flag, spike, right? Double bottom, flag, spike. What are we going to do now? Double bottom, flag, spike. That's what I'm looking for on Solana. I think Solana is rearing up for a spike here in the near future. I've got about 57 of these. I'm very happy with that, and I'm really waiting for this to be the thing right here. I really am excited about the way this looks right now for Solana. Let's take a look at the weekly, see if there's anything like particularly foreboding here. Let me get rid of that downtrend. I don't really need to see that anymore right now. Actually, I'm not too concerned about this. I'm not too concerned about this at all. We have this nice long wick here on that August 5th one right there, which if you've seen, we get these long wicks for a while, and then as soon as we're not getting the long wicks anymore, it does a spike up. We're not getting the long wicks anymore. Now we're getting the bodies up, so we're getting a body. Maybe we'll get like a flag pattern the next week or two, and then we'll find ourselves back at the top of these candle bodies here from a couple of weeks back around like that high 180s here pretty quick, I think. I think we're looking at potentially breaking out pretty soon here. Now we might get some weakness first. Oh yeah, especially on the monthly. On the monthly, look at those wicks on the bottom. That is good. That is good. This is such a big flag. It's looking like a pennant. You see how it's kind of triangular there? Yeah, we break up and above the bodies on this thing right here, like above, let me just dial in there, about 170. Yeah, 170 is kind of like the line in the sand there. We get above 170 and close a candle above that, then open a new one above that on the monthly. Ooh boy, Solana is going to be doing some really nice moves here on that. What else? What other? Oh yes, I promised Ethereum as well. Let's take a look at ETH. How's Ethereum doing? All right, this is Ethereum on the daily. Ethereum doesn't look quite as good as Solana. I do like this formation, how we came down sharply, came up, created a flag, spiked up a little bit, and now we are forming candles at the top of that flag. That's good. It's not nearly as impulsive as Solana, but the MACD is looking real good. The RSI is in bullish territory on the daily. Let's take a look at the fib bands on this bad boy. Come on now. There we go. Let's take a look at the fib bands, excuse me. It went above the mid one. So above the mid ATR band at 2,703. It's above that. Above where we currently are is the top ATR band at 2,979.8. That's where I'm looking short term that we could potentially come to within, a few days sort of thing. And then the 200-day moving average is up at $3,292.20. And once we get above that line, once we get above 32.92, then we're opened up all the way back up to $4,000 on Ethereum. So we're looking for that. This is a bit of a weaker move. I'm not going to lie. Ethereum is looking a little bit weaker than Solana right now, just based on that. Let's turn that off again right here. Yeah, look, just based on the move currently, let's see. We have been in this descending channel for a little bit on Ethereum, about right there and about right there. Yeah. So we're on the midpoint of it, right? To get out of this thing, realistically, we need to get above, $3,000 to get out of this downtrend. Now, we are at the bottom of it, or we're just crossing the mid line of that downtrend, right? That descending channel. Let's take a look at the weekly, see how that's looking. The weekly is looking like a bear flag right here. That's looking like a bear flag. I don't like that on Ethereum. That's a little more concerning than what we were seeing on Solana, but I do like this big wick on the bottom. If we stay above 2,600, so 2,600, we stay above 2,600, I am, let's see, about right there. We stay above that red line there, I'm feeling pretty good about Ethereum. As soon as we drop below that line, as soon as we drop below that 2,600, we're looking at opening up all the way down potentially to even 2,100. So that could be a $400 drop pretty dramatically. But on the weekly, the MACD is printing white bars. The RSI isn't in bullish territory right now, but all it has to do is get above that signal line and it will quickly find its way into bullish territory. And we know that this thing can flip pretty quickly on crypto in terms of where it's going and how quickly it gets there. So it is currently forming something of a bear flag. Something similar to like what we saw with these two candles right here. We had two candles up and then three way down. So we got three candles up and we could end up with one coming back down to visit the bottom here at 2,450, 2,450 actually. And that would be pretty brutal for us in terms of upsetting the potential uptrend from this descending line. Like what we really want to see coming out of this descending channel here is an impulsive move like what we saw here on May 20th. That's really what you want to see to say, okay, it's over now. I mean, same thing with like back here. On February 12th, it broke out of that flag impulsively. These little weak moves like that, those are hints of bear flags. I don't like those. Let's take a look at the monthly real quick just to get a picture here. The monthly's not the worst. We're still slightly outside of the bearish on outside of bullish territory on the RSI. The MACD is printing white bars. We do want to see that print a green bar again. Otherwise, we could see ourselves come lower on Ethereum on the monthly. Support is really showing up around $2,000, which is pretty much where we came down to on August 5th. So if we can get any kind of nice move out of August 5th, since August 5th on the way up here, we'll be looking pretty good. Now, what I am seeing right here, though, is a bit of a cup and handle. And if we break out of this descending channel right here, we could find ourselves quickly back up at about 3,600. If we find ourselves quickly back up at 3,600, we could revisit, let me just delete all that, we could revisit the highs at about almost $5,000 very easily off of this formation. So not all is lost on Ethereum. There just may be some short-term pain before we see the long-term gain. And that's it for the crypto that I wanted to cover. And that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video, check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description, as well as the channel bio, and have a profitable day.